If you are looking for a very satisfying, delicious, healthy snack, then you have come to the right place. Today, we are going to make loaded sweet potato fries. And be sure to stay tuned because some of the toppings I put on it might surprise you. Welcome to the Spicy Apron Cooking Show. My name is Heather and I am here to show you the easiest ways to get the best results in your kitchen, and my focus is on clean eating. So if you are looking for food that's on the healthier side and is delicious and is easy to make, then I invite you to subscribe to my channel and make sure to hit that notification bell because that way you will be alerted every time I come out with a new video. Today is one of my favorites. You know, I kind of think I say that all the time. Today is one of my favorites, and that's actually true because what I share with you guys are the meals and dishes that are actually my favorites. Now, first of all, I am starting with perfectly cooked, crispy sweet potato fries. If you missed it last week, I did this video on how to get perfect air fryer sweet potato fries. Just in case you miss it, I will summarize right now. I start with a medium sweet potato. I leave the skins on. I cut them into French fry shapes. I put some oil and some seasoning on the fries. It's just salt and pepper and cayenne. And I put them in my air fryer. It takes about 12 to 15 minutes at 380 degrees. But again, I will put a link to that video below just in case you need to see that again. So that is what I am starting with. And like I said in the last video, I did these in 2 batches. And so what I've had them sitting in my oven at 250 degrees just to keep them warm and crispy. And look at how beautiful they look in my cast iron pan. Yes, it is hot. I actually just grabbed that before I started filming and that hurt. So now that you have the perfect sweet potato fries to begin with, all it is just loading on some toppings. Now, you certainly can use any toppings of your choice. I like to use ones that I think go well together. And with sweet potatoes, honestly, black beans, they are just one of my very, very favorites. So all you do is sprinkle some black beans all over the top and really put a little bit more on there than you think you're going to need because these are one of the best parts of this entire dish. Now, the link to the full recipe is below in the description box, so just go ahead and click that. It will take you directly to the free printable recipe. Now that we have the black beans on here, the next thing is some cheese. Now, a couple things about the cheese. I like very sharp cheddar cheese, and I will say anytime you're looking for something to be melty and gooey, you really do want to shred it yourself off the block. It will definitely melt better. That is because the shredded cheese you buy in the package that's pre-shredded is coated so it doesn't all stick together in the package, which then makes it melt not so well. So shred your own cheese and again, pile on as much as you want. I actually don't consume a lot of dairy anymore, but you know what? Sometimes it's worth it. This is worth it. Okay. Now I'm going to add some fresh cut jalapenos. I really do love that kick. You guys know me. I like it spicy. So I'm adding some fresh cut jalapenos. I'm going to save a few for after I broil it. And that is the next step. Just going to grab this with the cheese and the beans. I'm going to stick it under the broiler for about 5 minutes. Okay, I just pulled it out from underneath the broiler. Let me show this to you. Don't want to burn myself again. If you can see, it's gooey and cheesy and melty, and I had to do that, sorry. I have to say, you could easily eat it and enjoy it just like this, but there's more to come. Okay, now that you have the base of your loaded sweet potato fries, I am gonna say one more time, they really are better if you do them in the air fryer first, but they will work if you cook your sweet potatoes in the oven. So, next, toppings. Now, I absolutely love pico de gallo on almost anything, but they're particularly good on these sweet potato fries. And I just did a really, really simple basic one. I chopped up a tomato and an onion and some cilantro, put a little salt and pepper in there, and of course, some jalapeno. Now just sprinkle that on top. Now, when I do things like pico de gallo, I actually cut them in pieces that are big enough that if somebody really doesn't like the onions or the peppers, they can pick it out and eat around it. Although honestly, I'm really not sure many people do that. But just as a courtesy to those people. On top of the pico de gallo, I add 1 diced avocado. Like I said, any of these ingredients you can omit if you would like, or add something else. In fact, I would love to know what your favorite toppings are for whether it's nachos or sweet potato fries or whatever. Put a comment below about what additional toppings you like on yours, because I'm always looking for new ideas. Okay, now here's the ingredient that might surprise you. Sour cream. Okay, that won't surprise you. But what will surprise you is that this is actually non-dairy sour cream. It is a homemade cashew sour cream that I made. And I'm going to tell you, I actually love this stuff. I was really skeptical at first when I decided to make homemade cashew sour cream. It's super simple. If you have a high-speed blender, you just soak some cashews, add some water, and then a little bit of vinegar, lemon juice, and a pinch of salt, and that's it. And you guys, look, seriously, it's very good. It's not quite as smooth as dairy sour cream, but I'll tell you what, it is a very close second. And honestly, I like the taste better, and it's loaded with cashews, so it's better for you. So plop some of that right on top. And for good measure, of course, I'm gonna add a little bit more jalapeno. And that's it. It's done. It's easy. It was very quick to pull together. And it actually really is good for you. Those sweet potatoes, oh my goodness, they're just loaded with vitamin A and fiber. And that's one of the reasons I keep the skin on. And loads of minerals. And then you got all the other good for you stuff, black beans and tomatoes and onions. This is just like, okay, you almost could call it a salad. But really, it sounds a lot better calling it loaded sweet potato fries. Now, you guys, doesn't that look just beautiful? I mean, don't you just want to eat it right out of that cast iron pan? By the way, you don't have to use cast iron, but I love the way it turns out. But you can use any kind of baking dish that's good for under your broiler. Now, if you were watching, I probably would eat it right out of the cast iron, but I am going to scoop some of these up. Oh, and you can just see it's all staying together because of the gooey cheese. And look at those toppings. I'm gonna get a little bit more of that sour cream. Is it really called sour cream? I think it really is. I'm not quite sure. Cashew cream that's sour? I don't know. Now, the big test. What does it taste like? And you gotta make sure you get everything in that bite. It's really just amazing. Those flavors and knowing they're good for you, it's amazing. And if you're looking for a little bit more guidance on healthy choices for food, I do have a free PDF handout for you. It's focused on anti-inflammatory foods. So it's the 10 foods you should eat and 10 you should avoid. That link is below as well. And now I'm just so happy that I happen to plan this filming right at lunchtime. So it's time for me to eat my lunch. Thank you for joining me on the Spicy Apron Cooking Show. I will see you next time. Happy cooking, and of course, happy eating.